Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to South Carolina, here in North Myrtle Beach, home of the USA National Prep Basketball Championships, brought to you by North Myrtle Beach. Explore North Myrtle Beach. We are here at netcastsports.com, and this is our last game of the night. My name is David Oliveira Jr. I'll be doing your play-by-play, and I am joined with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Marcus Shockley. How are you doing today, sir?
Hey, man, I'm doing all right. It's been a long day. We've been here since this morning. We came, we saw, we've watched a lot of good basketball. We've watched some not so good basketball, David. But we've seen some amazing players. You and I were talking about watching the Georgia Tech commit just a couple of games back. That guy is a beast. Georgia Tech is getting a great player.
Yeah, it's Christian Matthews. He scored 34 unofficially. I think it might have been in that 36 range, but everything was so fluid for him. And even his outside shot just went down without any type of hesitation. So it was a really good opportunity to see that gentleman play. We had a couple other players of the game. We had JaVale Lampkins last game, the high school team for Mount Zion, and now their prep team is about to play. So we're going to let them get the starting lineup set, and once they come out, we'll go ahead and give you guys the starting lineups and get the game underway. Thank you for tuning in to Netcast Sports broadcast of the USA National Prep Championships here in North Myrtle Beach.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, to begin, we'd like to thank you all for coming out to the USA National Prep Championship Showcase game. Now for our starting lineups. For SOE Academy out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Mount Zion Christian Academy. Prep out of Durham, North Carolina. And now we are starting lineup for SOE Academy out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Number 4, Jermaine Wright. Number 11, Nick Wells. Number 22, Curtis Fitz. Number 24, Diane Snyder. White and Jason Newkirk, your head coach, along with the assistants, fans, and family. And for your Mount Zion Christian Academy, Mighty Beach Gray. Coached by Tony Barnett, head coach.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back with our last game, our nightcap for the second night of the tournament. Mount Zion's prep team versus SOE Academy out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Mount Zion Mighty Warriors coming out of Durham. And this is going to be a good game for us to finish out with.
Yeah, you know, it's tough. It's tough, David. We've got so many teams with similar names. It's a, you know, they got a high school bracket and they've got a prep bracket. We just watched the Mount Zion high school team. Now we're getting ready to watch the prep team. But they're on two different levels, even though that high school team ran away with their game. The prep team, both of these teams are loaded with guys that we've seen over the course of their high school years, and now they're both post-grad. So
there we go. And to set up the starting lineups for you, for Mount Zion, number 2, Carden Edwards, number 3, James West, number 5, Keandre Cook, number 11, Jordan Buchanan, and number 30, Noah Bigirami. Oh, and there's Bigirami right there on cue. Misses a shot, but there's a rebound. Number 22, Curtis Fitz. For SOE Academy, number 2, Kevin Alton Smith. Number 4, Jermaine Wright. Number 4, Jermaine Wright. Number 11, Nick Wells. Number 22, Curtis Fitz. Number 24, Dylan Snyder. And number 30, Josh White. There's a miss on the SOE, and here's going to be the push by Carden Edwards. Drops the ball off for number 5. Long shot, Keandre Cook. No good. There's Bigirami, and that's a nice rebound play right there.
I really like the way he gets off the floor. That second bounce, right away you can see he's got good hands. You know, you see a big man like that. Now he's only 6'8", big man at the college level, you know, but you got to love that quick bounce right off the floor right away.
Yeah, that's fast twitch explosiveness is pretty big. There's a steal right there all the way down. Number 5, Keandre Cook is going to finish.
Mount Zion's wanting to run.
Yeah, looking like they want to push the pace, get out there and see what they can do. So that's going to be Keandre Cook on the line, shooting 1 after the foul.
You know, Mount Zion's almost like the home team. Even though we're in South Carolina, the athletic director for Mount Zion is the organizer of today's event, or this weekend's event. They had a pretty big opening there when they were introducing the players too.
Yeah, it's a big time thing when you can travel and pretty much all the stands are your fans too. So,
well, you said earlier, you know, they have Tracy McGrady, alum of Mount Zion. They've been a pretty strong program for years, always competitive. One of the kids I really like on Mount Zion is Xavier. I'm sorry, Oguchukwu, 6'10".
Got you, Frank Oguchukwu. Yeah. He played at a different school last year. Slipping my mind, but he did play.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, been a long day. A lot of names, a lot of places. So, there was a up and down, but there was no call. He went to jump with the ball and kept it in his hands. No up and down. There's a long shot. Keandre Cook off the front of the rim, and that's going to go the other way. And right now, besides Cook, some of this game is looking a little bit more on the not-so-great basketball that we've seen so far. So hopefully these guys can get in a good pace. Still early.
Guys got to figure each other out. Some of these teams have never played or haven't played this season, even if they're in the same state.
So there's a cross-court pass. Number 11, Jordan Buchanan, puts the ball in for 24. Xavier Williams. So Xavier Williams loses the ball, and it's going to go for SOE.
Now, Williams is a great athlete. He's been known for that for a while. Right there, he got caught under the basket, kind of threw something up there. Could have maybe gotten that call.
So it looks like SOE wants to slow the pace. Like you said, on the opposite ends, Mount Zion wants to speed it up. So who's going to be the first set? You're going to call out for the screen. Then he shoots super early. Doesn't even get the screen set. So they're going to come out the other way. That's going to be the interception on the pass. That's going to be for Jermaine Wright. He's going to go all the way to the cup. No love. What? Number 24 there, Dylan Snyder.
That was an awful pass. Lazy. Just, you know, lackadaisical. Coaches love to see that on film so they can tear into a player, I think.
Gives him a great opportunity to let the inner Bob Knight show sometimes. So there's a bucket, 6-4, 12:32 rolling in the first half. Again, we're doing halves here for the USA Prep National. We're doing 2 halves, 16 minutes apiece. There's a shot missed by SOE, comes back down. Keandre Cook goes cross court to Jordan Buchanan. Jordan Buchanan goes up. Again, he hits the ground, and Jordan Buchanan is one of those guys that hits the ground every time he takes a shot.
Yeah, they're banging inside there.
And go 24. Dylan Snyder with the bucket on the play. 6-6, so tie game all the way across. There's a shot in the corner from Cook, and that is money. Nice shot there from number 5, Keandre Cook, 3-point basket.
You know, I noticed he set up right in the inside of that red line, and we've been talking about that. You've been talking about this all day about where exactly the out-of-bounds line is. It looked like he went as far as he thought he might. Probably had another little foot there.
Yeah, they've really been trying to figure it out. You know, a lot of guys have caught the ball right under the rim and been closer to the white line than the red line and not sure exactly how to get it. There's about 3 feet, maybe 4 feet under the rim to the out of bounds, so it's a little different than most high schools. So, you know, with it being a multi-purpose gym, it's going to be a little bit off. So there's going to be a foul on the play, and to the line, Keandre Cook goes. Oh, excuse me, Xavier Williams goes to the line. Number 24, Dylan Snyder takes it all the way up. Gets it over to Jermaine Wright. Right back to 11 for Nick Wells. Nick Wells, left-handed dribble. Passes it over to Smith. Smith to Wright. Oh, there's the hands right there by Keandre Cook. Looks like he has a free clear pass.
That was beautiful.
And
you got to love that.
Yes, yes, yes. Now, that's pretty much a newer move for most of us, about the last 5 or 6 years coming from Mr. D. Wade himself, but the Euro step is really taking off in lower level competition.
You know, that was executed to perfection right there. A lot of kids try it, and they look a little clumsy when they do it. That looked like he had the buckets out in the gym, and he was doing it in front of his coach, just not even paying attention. Left the players in the mud there.
So again, we've been here all day with the USA Prep National Championships. Good basketball, some basketball we can work on some things, a lot of opportunity basketball, we'll call it, with netcastsports.com presenting the USA Prep Nationals here in North Myrtle Beach. Explore North Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, this is a nice facility. It's dark now, but man, it was nice earlier. You know, I got up this morning, it was like 40 degrees. I was a little upset. I didn't like it. But I think by 10 o'clock we went out for lunch. We were getting ready for the broadcast today, and it was feeling really, really nice. And talked to the family back home. They said, hey, we're expecting a couple of inches of snow.
Oh, wow.
I tried to pretend to care.
Yeah, that's the hardest part. When you hear about that stuff and you know it's not coming, it's, you know, it's in the back of your mind, but you're like, oh, well, I'll just go ahead and soak up this beach for a little bit.
I miss the family, but I don't miss the snow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So coming out of the timeout, SOE is going to bring in the first substitution of the game, and that's going to be number 31. Looks like Josh White, and that is incorrect. We'll get that number for you in a second.
Bad pass there inside, just kind of chucked it over his shoulder right into the, you know, you want to see the feet into the post, but not like that. He's just a workhorse inside there.
Yes. Good moves. Like you said, the explosiveness. You know, not the biggest guy, but he really has good footwork. So, you know, that makes it a little bit easier for him. There's a shot right there by Josh White, number 30. Still looking for number 31's number for you ladies and gentlemen keeping score at home.
Yeah, every coach in the world at every level will tell you they can use more mobile big men, and that's exactly what they have there on Mount Zion.
Big man is Big Uramami. It's going to be quite fun to say that for the rest of the game, especially if he has a 20-point game. There's a shot, a heave. There's going to be the rebound, number 31. He's going to push, gets it over to 22, Curtis Fitz. In the corner, number 11, Nick Wells, and Nick Wells is wearing the goggles. Last person we saw with the goggles scored 34 points, so we're looking for Nick Wells to keep that trend going today.
Yeah, the goggle crew. So far, 100%.
Pretty much. There's a long three-point attempt, and that was a good basket by number 2, Carden Edwards.
He shot that right in rhythm, came off the curl there. Nice little shot. Good high release.
There's the defensive play by Keandre Cook, and then there's going to be a foul. So, Marcus, when we're at these type of games and, you got a lot of scouts in the building, what are some of the things that coaches are trying to tell their guys, so they can keep them lower down? Because, when you see scouts, you want to perform.
Yeah. It's a little tough. I mean, the coach is always dealing with egos. Every coach always says they want a guy who's going to listen. But it's hard. You see there are college coaches in the building. I was talking to a couple of them that I knew. But, they're not really going to want to see you if you come up there and you're just throwing bricks and you're trying to put up 40 points without passing your teammates. Those coaches know all that. They're going to think, do I really want a kid on my squad next year in my college that's never going to look for look to pass or throw up a bunch of, go 3 for 40? They don't want to see that.
Yeah, that doesn't help the flow of the team or get the team better. On that last play was Xavier Williams with a 2-point basket.
They do look a lot at body language. That's one thing I will tell young players is how you play, even when you're losing, even when you're winning. You just play like a pro. That's a nice move inside there. But body language is a dead giveaway. A lot of guys get written off because of the way they act on the floor. So if there's one thing you can do is just play like you're a pro all the time.
There you go. You heard the words right from the man himself. There's a nice shot there, number 22, Curtis Fitz. Scores 20-12, SOE Academy over Mount Zion Prep right now. It's going to push the court, go coast to coast. Wells likes that corner shot. Still not able to hit it yet. There's Xavier Williams with the rebound. DeAndre Cook is going to make something happen. Finger roll from way out. There's going to be the foul. Number 22, Fitz. And DeAndre Cook looks to be a nice addition for this team, really putting up some athletic, skill set and showing that to, some of the crowd out here.
He's very fluid. He gets to the rim almost in an instant, and it's very hard to stay in front of him. Once he hits that arc, it's like he's got one step and he's at the rim. A little George Gervin-esque finger roll at the end of that.
So looking for the first substitution for Mount Zion. Coming in, number 3, James West. Keandre Cook going for a second of 2 free throws. The first one is up. The first one was off. The second one is so 21-12. 7:46. Excuse me. The first both made them. 7:43 rolling. And Mount Zion is up right now, 23-12 over SOE Academy. There's a shot short off the front rim. Mount Zion's going to push, gets it across the court. There's a steal right there, number 23, Deshaun Sanders. There's going to be a foul that's going to stop it. Number 30 picks up a foul. Noah Biggie Ramami on the foul.
Yeah, he's so active in there. You do have to worry about foul trouble. I actually have seen him play good defense inside there. His hands are really quick, but when you have any big man that's going to get in there and mix it up as much as he does, that's always a concern.
Gotcha. Oh, there's an over and back call right there.
You got to have better awareness of that. That drives me crazy. That's basic basketball 101. Just know where you are.
Yeah, and that's one of the situations we've been talking about the boundaries all day, but everyone knows where the half court is. That one is marked very, very well. So if we go by the half court, seeing that they're the white lines, I think the white lines have been out of bounds all day, but they've been going with the blue, have the referee. So all the way down on that far end line.
It's a little tough, I have to say. They're only running 2 referees here. And these guys, I've seen these guys almost all day, these refs. So I don't know if I'd be able to do as well as they're doing right now.
Doing a very good job. Like you said, two refs. Every game that we've called the last 4 games have been those 2 refs, and they've been going at it with some of the coaches, but they've been doing a fairly good job of just having 2 of them out there. So 24-14, 10-point game. SOE is trying to make a push. They brought some substitutions in. Nick Shaponanik is in right now. There's going to be an open shot from number 3, James West. He's going to miss. There's a rebound, number 24, and there's the push. Dylan Sanders is going to go all the way to the rim. Looks like he was going to cock one back for the dunk, but he lays it in. So 2 points for him, and that brings it within an 8-point game. There's Carden, unable to make the 2-point lay-in. So they're going to get it rolling the other way. So SOE in the gray with the black letters. Fancy Nike shoes on the bright pink.
Are nice. We have to get Denard and get his opinion on their shoe game. He's giving it a thumbs up, so then you know it's real. We always, David, you don't know this about the Netcast Sports Crew. I mean, I know you've been with us for a while, but we always like to have a sneakerhead on the crew at all times because in the shoe game in basketball is serious. You can't come with a little, a little guy that kind of knows a little bit here and there. You got to have somebody that they are passionate about it.
Yes. No release dates, no, authenticity. Right. You got to have somebody with that knowledge.
They can break down the weave and tell you this has got this mesh and you don't want to go out here because this is made in Japan,
3-point bucket there by Carden Edwards. Always keep a good sneakerhead around you. You never know. There we go. So SOE has it down. There's a screen from 2 of Mount Zion players on each other. Gives the open lay. Here's 11 to DeAndre Cook. Nice 2-hand slam.
He's having a breakout session right away.
And there is the timeout.
He dunked him right into a timeout.
Oh, and you know that when the momentum is swinging like that, you got to slow everything down. So we'll take a timeout along with them here at the USA Prep National from North Myrtle Beach. Explore North Myrtle Beach. Back out of the timeout. SOE comes across half court with Cook running the point. Wells is going to go off the dribble, not in his usual corner position. Gets it over to number 23, Deshaun Sanders. Deshaun Sanders loses the handle, has the longer Keandre Cook on him. Keandre Cook steps into him, makes a play, and there's going to be out of bounds. Good defensive play by Keandre Cook, just shutting down the real estate for the guard for SOE.
Yeah, that was a textbook play. I really like how he pushed him to the sideline there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you for tuning in to Netcast Sports right there. Nice play, number 11, Jordan Buchanan for Mount Zion. There's the flip up, unable to get it happen. Carden is going to bring it down. There's number 24, Xavier Williams. Nice bump and 2 points. So Williams and Cook are having a nice game.
Yeah, they have some 2 just elite athletes between Cook and Williams. And then once they get a head of steam going up and down the court, it's hard to stop them. And now if Williams gets going the way Cook has.
Yeah, this could spell a very bad problem.
It could be a long night. But, we were talking earlier about body language, and that's exactly what you want to see is, look at SOE and see how they react. There's a lot of teams that get down, and then they just stay with it. You stay with their game and come back. We'll see what they can come up with here.
There's a nice little flip on the right-hand side for Sanders. So Carden Edwards going to bring it back up the court. There's Xavier Williams. Back to Keandre Cook, 2 of the guys we've been talking about. There's Buchanan. Buchanan back to Edwards. Edwards going to hold. There's going to be the 2-3 zone. SOE is the shorter team, so the zone is going to help them when it comes to the athletic switch-ups. There's Williams in the middle, gets it off. Wanted a foul call, but there wasn't anything there.
He had a smaller man on him. Should have been able to score there.
Yeah, the rotation on that wasn't the greatest for SOE, but it worked out. Oh. There's number 30, Josh White, with 2 points on the putback.
They're putting Xavier right there at that high post, trying to break out that zone.
Edwards unable to cash in from 3. And right now, 34-22, 12-point game, 2:23 running on the clock. And SOE needs to set up some offense. What do you think they might want to go to help them pick up their offense?
I don't know. It looks like they need to use a little bit more motion. Maybe. They've been doing some, but the biggest issue they've had is stopping the athletic wings on the defense. So I noticed they've gone to a zone over here, and that seems to be working. And now they've got to work on the offensive end, just run and try to get some open shots, because those athletic players at Mount Zion are closing the gaps quickly, and they've got to create some opportunities, for some open looks.
And there's the basket right there, number 4. Jermaine Wright gets the bucket. There's Buchanan over to Keandre Cook. Keandre Cook pump fakes, goes baseline right off the glass.
Oh, that first step is just nasty.
Man, a guy that tall with handles like that is a good situation for Mount Zion to have. Like you said, they're very athletic wings. There's a Wright with a big shot
that helps.
On the way back. Yeah.
With Cook, here's what I would say. If I was scouting him, I would start watching and saying, all right, he's gone right like 3 or 4 times. He's deadly. Let's see I would start seeing if the defense can make him go left. What happens, See, right even there, he's going to his right, which he's deadly to his right. But this is what I'm giving out. If you're really scouting somebody, then you start wanting to see.
Can they change it up?
Yeah.
Can they make you beat them a different way? And
you don't want to be one-dimensional, And I'm not suggesting that he is.
Like you're saying, giving that kind of commentary, we're looking in the eyes to see what scouts and different coaches are seeing. So we want to bring that to you. So if we do see someone that's really good, the next thing that we want to see is the versatility of their game.
Yeah, and then we're going to a timeout, so that gives me a chance to really expound on that just a bit. Scouts and college coaches, but scouts, it's hard to evaluate somebody honestly, because you never know how they're. It's easy to tell the college coaches what you think. The players don't want to hear certain things, but the reality is when I'm talking about Cook just now, I'm watching the guy and I'm like, all right, this guy's already a college player. I can look at that guy. I've already seen a couple plays. Now you got to start picking apart what would be the problems for him at the college level. We've moved beyond, the fact that he's definitely a college prospect. But a lot of players will hear that and they say, man, you're ragging on me. You're saying I can't play. It's like, no, we've already established that you can play. Now we're going to start getting serious about this and start talking about what's going to hurt you at the next level,
I was always told the things that you're good at, you can make them a little bit better. The things that you're bad at will make you a lot better. And there's another play with Cook.
He's good at a lot of things.
Yes. Yeah, so not too many things that we could probably pick, but if we could see him go left hand, that would be just a solidification right there. Great defense on the end, all the way to the hole.
And, if the defense never makes him go left, he's not going to.
Yeah.
Why would you if you're dominant one way and they're not going to stop you?
So that's going to be his first foul. Keandre Cook. There's Wright. His free throw is off. He just hit a long three-pointer, but came a little short on the free throw. So
never leave those free points there. The worst players in any team should be able to hit free throws. You're unguarded, undefended. Everybody stop.
We've seen a couple teams that are able to hit free throws and keep them. That keeps them in the game close. But, there's been a couple teams that have been unable to keep free throws. There's Biggie Rami with a nice pass from Carden Edwards. And let's talk about Edwards a little bit. Not really trying to force his game, but really making sure that everyone else gets into the flow of things.
Yeah.
21 seconds rolling, 42-28. Mount Zion, Mighty Warriors. There's a shot from Sanders. Sanders throws up a prayer of a shot on that one. And there's a travel call on number 24, Xavier Williams. So 5 seconds left to go in the half. 42-28. SOE is going to get the last possession of the half.
SOE doesn't seem to have the size to be able to keep up with the athleticism and size of Mount Zion.
There's the up, and the floater does not fall. So going to the half, 42-28, SOE down, looking to find a way to come back into it. Like Mr. Shockley just said, they don't have the height that's really helping them out. But Mount Zion really, with two athletic wings, and Xavier Williams and Keandre Cook, have really been putting on the clamps for SOE. So we're going to take a break here at the USA Prep National Championship, presented by North Myrtle Beach. Explore North Myrtle Beach.
After the kids burn off their energy, maybe something sophisticated. A wine tasting in the sea breeze. In the meantime, maybe we kayak or go horseback riding on a wide open beach. Of course, we can always shop. Right now, just coast in beautiful North Myrtle Beach.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to South Carolina. This is the last half of the first day of the USA Prep National Championships here in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. North Myrtle Beach Explore. We are here with SOE Academy out of Charlotte versus Mount Zion, and Mount Zion is handling business right now for the first half, 42-28. Mount Zion with two very athletic wings playing very well for the Warriors. SOE needs to find a way to create some offense, and we're going to see if they're going to be able to make anything happen in this second half. My name is David Oliveira. I have your play-by-play, and Mr. Marcus Shockley is on for your color commentary. So getting everything started. Here's a deflection. There's a little bit right there to get the ball back. Does SOE shot at the free throw line. Good shot right there, number 22, Curtis Fitz. So that's first 2 points of the half going to SOE.
Yeah, you hope that they came up with some magic at halftime. They had a little chat about some of the things they could do, maybe some more motion. I see they're sticking with that zone as well.
Again, with the athleticism, they're probably trying to slow down some of the penetration and different things. So not too bad on the rotation aspect of the zone. There's Williams going to kick it back out to Edwards. Edwards for the three-point basket. And there's the point guard again.
Yeah, if they're going to shoot the three, which they didn't do that well of in the first half, but if they start shooting three, that zone is going to maybe not look quite as such great moves there.
Oh, good pass. Oh, and Kitts is unable to make it work. Sanders is going to go up against Keandre Cook. Keandre Cook takes off down the middle of the court, and he gets the ball back to Biggie Ramamu. Edwards is going to reset. Edwards listens to his coach. There's a D right there. And again, Edwards steps on the over and back line. That's two turnovers.
That's two in a game. It's inexcusable. Well, it was the previous one with SOE and this one with Mount Zion. I've forgotten who had the over and back in the first half.
It was Zion on both sides because they were coming towards us in the last quarter. So it was on this side. So Zion, that's twice. And I'm pretty sure it was on Edwards both times. So he really has to pay attention to the boundaries of the court. There's a shot by White, Josh White. 2 points for him coming right off the free throw line.
It looked really good coming off of his arm. Nice extension. Came off that curl.
Ball back to Edwards. Edwards around to Keandre Cook. Keandre Cook finds Xavier Williams. Williams right there. There's a push, and they're going to go the other way with the call. So SOE playing with a little fire coming out of the halftime break. 13:57 to go. 45-32, 13-point game. And again, your magic number is you always want to get it under 10, and then it becomes manageable.
Yeah, they want to get it down into single, maybe one or two possessions. Coaches always like to talk in terms of possessions as opposed to points.
There it is, coming all the way down. Edwards makes a move, setting up his own offense, and that's going to draw the foul. Xavier Williams is going to open it up. Edwards up top to Keandre Cook. Back to Edwards. Swings around to Williams. Williams back to Edwards. Playing the game a little bit. Edwards looks to be waiting for Biggie Ramami to get set. Keandre Cook. High area, so they're looking to find that hole if they keep moving. It's probably what they're looking to get.
Zone work that time. They did find the open man, but they can't hit that shot. If they can't hit it consistently, the zone is going to be effective against them.
Yeah, that's going to be the problem for them. There's an interception by Buchanan. Looking like Josh Norman on that play, but he loses the ball before he can put a shot up. There's Sanders going to go directly at Biggie Ramami, and that's a big defensive play on the other side. DeAndre Cook, but give the credit to Biggie Ramami with the quick hands, and that's a good situation for a big guy playing down there.
Cook is the man of the hour, man of the game so far.
So far. And he has a fun name. That's always a good thing for a broadcaster when you got a fun name to say a couple times.
It just rolls.
47-32, 15-point game, 12-17, 12-27.
Right now, Mount Zion, they're getting their buckets mostly in transition, creating some havoc in the back. And if they can get on a dead run, it's really been impossible for SOE to stop them in this game.
So Buchanan up top. They've extended the zone just a little bit. There's Edwards going down the middle. Here's Wright giving it up to Sanders. And Sanders with a monster dunk. And Wright knew it was coming, so he dropped it off for Sanders, and he jumped. Here's Wright again. Oh, and there's going to be a foul on him on that one.
David, I think I got dunked on a little on that last play.
Oh, man.
That hurt my feelings a little
bit. That was a strong dunk.
He knew what he wanted to do the moment he crossed half court.
Young man. And that's a good cable connection with your teammate when he drops it off for you and he just punched it. Oh, he had some anger on that one.
I could score, but I'd much rather give it up for that Thunder Tomahawk.
Big time play right there.
It's NBA 2K16 level stuff right there.
Definitely. Man, still talking about it in the possession is on the other side, so let's get back to the game. Man, that was a great dunk. Here's White bringing it up court. Gets it into the corner for number 23, Sanders. So we have two Sanders on the court. There's Josh White with the 2 points. 6 points for him on the day.
They're trying to creep back into this, down only by 11. That zone has worked a little bit. The transition buckets are still killing them, but they've come out with a little bit of pit bull in them.
And you got to have that, when you got to play tough in situations like this. The ball is going to stay with SOE.
College coaches don't want fragile players.
No.
Fragile players are going to cost you games. And they're going to cause you locker room problems, and they don't want that.
You have a substitution in for Mount Zion, number 4, Roderick Rathorn, I apologize. Edwards still running the point for the Warriors. Edwards gets the ball again. Fadeaway jumper, unable. Biggie Ramami with the putback on offense. There's a crossover dribble into the lane, Biggie Ramami. And again, he's playing big, deflecting shots, really pushing people off, but he's also putting his hand in there, getting some good deflections on the dribble.
He's got really great hands. That's a rarity with bigs like that.
So 10-18, 49-38, 11-point game. Trying to get with, there's a 3-point. Biggie Ramami. Oh. Wow, he is showing range right now And these are the types of games that scouts are looking for.
Man, you just saw some college coaches' eyes light up.
Man, he's been there on deflections, on defense, inside game, outside presence. Oh, there's a play right there. Josh White playing strong on the inside right there.
There's some grown man basketball inside right there.
Oh, yeah, those gentlemen are really
Play through some contact.
Definitely. We got a substitution in for SOE. Number 42. Closest number that we have for that gentleman is 44. Puree Juran. We'll try to get a name for number 42 in a minute. Here's a second shot for White. It's up and good. 9:49 and rolling, 12-point game. Here's Cook on that first step again.
Yeah, still going right, still unstoppable.
Yeah, and it wasn't anything he could do. Number 42 had no chance on that one. There's the ball back around. Number 4, Dylan Snyder. There's going to be a timeout for SOE.
You know, I would say this timeout is as much about trying to make sure his team understands the situation of the game as it is strategy, because they've been hanging around by 10, 11 points, which is not really where you want to be, but it's somewhat manageable. Now they just went down by 14, and you know, I would say in this timeout he's got to say, okay, look, we only got about half of the second half left, and you know, we can't let this thing get any farther out than it is. We're toast, you know. So
that was a good coaching timeout right there.
Yeah, I think it's more just about trying to manage the chaos of the game. You know, Mount Zion's been wanting to run from the moment the ball was tipped. So you know, he's got to try to make sure these guys don't get ahead of themselves. Young players also, they try to get caught up in the game as well. And if they start running with Mount Zion, it could get away from them in a hurry.
So there we go. The insight from Mr. Shockley on that one. Is going to be the inbounds. The long Keandre Cook guarding the inbounds. There's Dylan Sanders again with the thunderous dunk earlier in this half. He's going to stay up top. Play it off for Deshaun Sanders. Not sure if there's a relation. Here's number 31. Dribbling across. There's Kitts. Puts up his right-hand floater, unable to make something happen. Xavier Williams showing the ability to go coast to coast, slows it down, pulls it back out to Buchanan. Buchanan on the high wing. Back to Edwards. Edwards to Buchanan. Faking the passes, looking for the passes. Xavier Williams looking for the end. Buchanan goes all the way to the rack, throws it off, glances off the rim, but he will shoot for 2. Probably not the design play right there, but not a bad play from Buchanan. Showing a little bit of a diversity in this game right there.
You know, Mount Zion's almost playing with house money right now. They're up by 14. You know, the clock is their friend, even though there's 8 minutes and a half left. And the clock stopping doesn't really matter to them, but they can kind of run some different wrinkles and try some stuff. They've got some margin of error. You know, for SOE, there is no margin of error. They've got to figure out how to get stops in a hurry.
Got to get there and get there quickly. 15 points. And it stays at 15 with Buchanan missing the second free throw. Dylan Sanders comes across the timeline, guarded by Xavier Williams. So that's going to be a little bit harder for him. Xavier Williams about an inch taller, a little bit stronger, bigger body. There's Jermaine Wright. Breaks the coverage, throws it cross court, and unable to settle it was Nick Wells. So that's going to be a turnover for SOE.
You know, and as the clock starts to tick down, the players start feeling the pressure and they start making even more mental mistakes. It can compound on itself. I think that's what we just saw there. Kind of a wild pass.
Gotcha. And you said you were talking about the posture. After the ball sailed out of bounds, number 11, Kitts, put his head down and Wells put his head down. So, you know, you really got to keep that mental aspect of your game. 15 points is still manageable at 8 minutes. Nice putback by Edwards, showing some strength down there. And that's good when you have your guard who can put a ball back after getting hit right in the face.
Yeah, it looked like he took a punch to the face and got right back in there. Might wake up tomorrow with a black eye.
And there's the play they were looking for on the last go-round. Short on the three-point basket, but that was the play they were looking for, getting Wells in that corner. Behind the back to Rothorn. Back around to Cook. Cook to Buchanan. Cook fades in, goes out to Edwards. Edwards for the short jumper, unable to hit it. There's Josh White trying to break the containment. Oh, Jermaine Wright, nice play, going to the hole. 57-42.
A little shake and bake there. Yeah. Shook the defense.
Nice move there by Wright. But again, as the clock ticks, 6:43, 6:42. What is SOE going to do a little bit differently to get to the point in time where they can make this a game in these last few minutes?
You know, they've got to change it up. I mean, this is part of the problem is at this point they haven't been effectively able to stop Mount Zion. But even worse, they've blown some opportunities on the offensive end. They've just got kind of out of sorts, throwing the ball away. You know, in transition, they're not as effective against Mount Zion, you know, in the transition game. But they've got some runouts, but they haven't been able to capitalize.
So there's a long play right at half court, and that's going to stay with Mount Zion. Wright looked to break it up, trying to get the turnover, unable to. So Rothorn is going to be the inbounds, gets it to Edwards. Edwards again, close to that timeline. He has to watch that because he's made that step again, and there's Cook with the three. Then drops it down a little bit just to show a little bit of pizzazz, a little swag right there. Up fake. Curtis Fitz with a nice two-point basket on that one.
They're picking him up at half court here.
So that's gonna. I don't think that's exactly what his coach was looking for either. So it's going to be a substitution, number 23. Deshaun Sanders is going to check in, and there's going to be a timeout on the floor, and we're going to take a timeout as well. Netcastsports.com. Thank you for tuning into the USA National Prep Championships here at North Myrtle Beach. Explore North Myrtle Beach. SOE Prep inbounding from under their basket. Gets it to Kitts. Fitz goes left hand with Rothorn in front of him. Over to Wells. Wells is actually taking off the goggles, so I don't think that he feels like they were working for him. Number 22, Kitts again. There's Josh White, who's been playing really, really tough on the inside. So at this point in time, do you pick up pressure full court?
You know, I think probably. I mean, it's probably early for a lot of coaches, but, you know, that clock is moving quickly, and you've got a lot of ground to make up.
I think, like you said, if there were fewer possessions needed to bring the game closer, I think the pressure would already be there, but there's an opportunity for them. Found the play. It's going to send Keandre Cook. I think it's going to be Keandre Cook going to the line. No, that's going to send Xavier Williams to the line. There's the first shot off the front of the rim. And again, like you said, the worst person on your bench, the last person on your bench should be able to hit the free ones.
Yeah, you know, there's been a lot of NBA veterans over the years that have extended their careers and have added to their salaries year after year just by being good at free throws. They can add an additional 2 to 4 points on their average. That's straight money. And I'm not saying, you know, that everybody should have a goal of getting to the NBA. It just shows that the importance of being able to do those little things can change how your value is as a player.
There's a good take down the lane, and he gets the Karam little English on that.
Like a blur through the lane there.
Yeah, that was a nice play. That's going to bring the score to 63 to 48. The ball's going to go out, but it's going to stay with Mount Zion. Mount Zion's going to call for a full timeout. And again, we're going to take another timeout with Mount Zion here at the USA Prep National Championships, presented by North Myrtle Beach. Explore North Myrtle Beach. Back in beautiful South Carolina for the USA Prep National Championships. Right now, SOE Academy versus Mount Zion Prep basketball team. 63-48. Mount Zion Warriors have led and have had the space on the time clock the entire time. 3:55 running. Edwards cuts through. There's a shot for the three-point attempt. Off the back of the rim, Wells is going to get the rebound. He's going to push, goes to throw it over. Oh, and here comes a Showtime moment. Tomahawk! Oh,
windmill.
Oh my God!
That means here's the math. Windmill plus tomahawk. Shut it down. Let's go home.
Oh my gosh!
Equals game over.
Oh my gosh! He has been waiting to get. Oh man!
He jumped up. He spent a little time in the air. He thought about what he wanted to do. He went with the windmill, and then at the end, just tomahawked it.
Oh my gosh! The strength of it. It was just. So we had two great dunks in this one after a couple games of, you know, a couple flushes, couple good ones.
Couple little rim grazers. That right there was a party in the air.
Oh yeah! As soon as you saw the steal coming up and Cook had it ready to go, oh man! And those are the types of things that broadcasters love. We get to get excited, get out of our seats a little bit.
I've been on the bench before, and I've had guys that are on the, playing, and they'll say like, "Oh, next time I get it, I'm going to windmill it." They never do that. I believe he told them ahead of time he was going to do that.
Oh yeah.
If I get it open, I'm going to windmill it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that last time out, like, all right, if it comes to me, guys, I'm showing out. I just want to let you guys know that.
Yeah, he spent that whole time out, and I told you guys I was going to do that. What did I say?
Guys are coming out with laughs from the huddle. Mount Zion is in a free-flowing mode right now. SOE has 3 minutes and 30 seconds to pick something up, so we'll see what happens on this first possession. Oh, good pass into Josh White. So Josh White playing very tough inside, even though he's a shorter athlete down there. He's really been playing tough on the inside.
The strong build. He's a strong guard. He plays through contact. It's important.
Yep. There's Xavier Williams. Xavier Williams with 2 more points. Number 31 hands the ball off to Kitts. Kitts to Sanders. Sanders gives it to Josh White. Josh White, nice shot. Unable to make it fall. Xavier Williams is going to slow it down. Gets it to his point guard. Back up to Williams. Williams almost didn't see it coming back.
He's just dancing on that back court there.
There's a steal. There's Josh White unable to corral it after playing so well the last 2 possessions. Unable to corral the free ball. 232, 67 to 50. 17-point game, and unless somebody with the shooting prowess of Mr. Curry comes in.
That was a little rim graze that we were talking about earlier, but he did it from a standing dunk.
Yeah, that was up. Thought we were going to catch an alley-oop on this one.
We got to break that up. We were about to witness something there.
That could have been a moment.
Yeah, your coach wants you to play defense. We were looking for a little something to cap the game off.
You know, sometimes we get a little selfish over here.
Yeah. You know, it's been a long day. You got to be passionate about basketball to sit through as much basketball as we do and still be interested in getting to see a couple dunks at the end of it.
Definitely. So 153 under the 2-minute mark. And I don't think the SOE coach is going to extend the game by trying to foul, as we saw in the last game. So
unfortunately, not much point here at this point.
Here's Josh White stepping from outside the paint. And there's a short jumper for the 3-point basket. Here's Buchanan pushing, kicks it, throws it off of Josh White. So Josh White has been pretty much involved in every single play this since the last time out. The ball caroms off his leg.
Yeah, right now Mount Zion's. I wouldn't say they're going to do a home run trot or anything like that, but I think right now they're just cruising, trying to run the game out, trying to take the air out of the ball.
Trying to get to the next round. Xavier Williams controls the ball. Loses his dribble, so he has to get rid of it. Gets it back into the hands of the point guard. And there. Is that again? I think. Now, that was interesting. It looked like he had about a foot left.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
The call from the referee was over and back. So maybe Edwards hasn't had that bad of a situation with the over and back on this. Because that one looked like he had about 2 or 3 feet.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from the angle where I'm sitting, but I don't know. It's been a long day for the refs, too.
Yeah. There's Sanders with the crossover dribble.
If that had gone in, that'd give him 3 for that.
1 minute remaining, 71 to 50. Edwards brings it across the timeline, and he's going to slow it down, gets it over to Williams. Williams is going to dribble out with his right hand, lays it into the hands of Edwards. Edwards is going to drive, put the ball up for Williams. 2-man game on that possession, and Williams finishes. There's the ball in for Josh White.
Yeah, he's had a pretty bright game, even though it's in a losing effort. I mean, he's played hard. It hasn't been great. He's been frustrated, but he's shown some good stuff.
Quick few points, and there's going to be a timeout. 16.5 remaining. Now, in that situation, I see there's some momentum. So as a coach, now, do you want to show your team that you haven't given up on them in that situation, or why would you take that timeout right there?
Different coaches want to do different things. I think one thing he's trying to tell them, don't hang your head, play to the end, that kind of thing. And, we're going to finish this thing out.
Okay.
Don't be – and one of the reasons I say that in this case is because I do see a couple of his players kind of with that look. They're frustrated. They're young men. They're frustrated. Nobody wants to lose. I feel like they are aware that they could have played better. It hasn't been all Mount Zion. Mount Zion has played very well, but some of these wounds have been self-inflicted. So, and he wants his guys to say, hey, you know what? We'll live on and fight another day.
There we go. Keandre Cook is going to be the inbound man. He gets it right back off the inbound. They're not going to foul. Xavier Williams keeps it across. Buchanan's going to run around a little bit, gets it back over to Edwards. Edwards to Keandre Cook. Keandre Cook runs baseline. He's going to throw it out to Wharton. And there is the game. Ladies and gentlemen, Mount Zion wins the game 73 to 54. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a long but a lovely day of basketball. We'd like to thank everybody for tuning into the netcastsports.com presentation of today's day of the USA National Prep Championships, brought to you by North Myrtle Beach. Explore North Myrtle Beach. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and we will see you tomorrow.